I'm so happy about the arcane flare speed. I'm just throwing that out there right now.
Yeah, you thought it was a little...
It was so slow.
It was slow.
Everyone dodged it.
Yeah. Well, now you have a reason to hit it, because if you hit it, you get that instant pulse.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to heal there.
Does it have to hit something, or do you just...
It has to be the center. So... Shooting a flare deals damage.
If a hero, so it has to be a hero in the center. Okay.
But as you also noticed in that video, they changed it so that you no longer have to choose to farm with heroes to get additional teleports. So here with the minions, phase shift after 2 seconds, teleport an allied hero and heal them for 20% of their maximum health when you teleport, which is pretty neat.
Now that's their total health in the game, not what they're currently at, correct? Maximum health?
Yes.
Okay.
Maximum health, exactly.
All right. So does that mean theoretically she would be great for 2 tanks?
Well, I mean, this is still a 60-second cooldown, right? So,
yeah.
But
you can reduce the cooldown with one of the talents, correct?
Yeah, with killing lane minions, it sounds like, but that's not part of the base kit.
No.
So,
but there's a build now for you to be super global.
Super global and be left in the lane alone while still getting stacks to return to your team faster.
Yeah. And so if you accidentally had to, or not accidentally, but if you had to Z in not planning on it, you can kind of make up the time that was lost.
Right, and then if that hero says, cool, Brightwing's got my lane now that she's here and she saved my life, Brightwing could reduce her cooldown later. But I don't see that as part of any of the base kit here.
Okay.
Because we got the heal, which has the fancy ability now that when you actually enter the range, it pulses. If you are missing health on yourself, it'll give a pulse. But otherwise, it holds on to that pulse, which means you actually... So there is some optimization even for not only walking in, because walking in is going to cause a heal the second you hit the range. By teleporting in, you would actually do the AoE on top of everybody in pulse.
Assuming you teleport onto a hero that's actually there in with the other heroes.
Right. But if you enter a team fight and Kael'thas is running away, but you really want to heal the tank, you're going to heal just Kael'thas and then have to wait on a pulse. So instead, you should teleport over the top to the tank with maximum health.
Or you walk in, you spit, you hit a hero, and then you're just popping out pulses.
Right. So, and that'd be this one here, right? Which takes no cooldown.
Look at that.
And then you get another one. So seems like a pretty good update on the heals front there, too. Let's see if anything else is different here. Polybomb, target, slowed. All good there. Unable to attack. Pixie Dust, movement speed, granting them spell armor, which was a big part of her last update, which is kind of interesting. And then we've got that cleanse pulse.
How does this change your skill ceiling / floor?
I think with the 20% there maximum, and the way the pulse hits when you hit, like we're talking about, that'd be a higher skill floor. So you should be good to really specialize into Brightwing then, because you're going to be able to do more than your opponent Brightwing can. And I like that idea.
If Q hits multiple heroes, do you get multiple heals?
Let's see if this actually fits. Because it says A, right? If a hero is hit at the center, passive healing instantly activates. So I think you only get one. But let's lose some health and find out. Okay, 104. We're going to have to lose quite a bit of health just to make sure we can see more than one pulse.
All right.
Cool.
104.
Yeah, 104. So the A language there is suggesting that you only get one pulse for each spit of the go. But, I mean, naturally, this, even on a 2-minute cooldown, which I assume some talents will affect, we'll see what happens, is pretty interesting. And as you immediately reacted there to Uther getting his ult cleansed off, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's an ult or what the circumstances are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Deckard Sleep hits in one go. It's not sustained. It's just that if anyone enters that area. So, yeah, you can remove.
Yeah.
But you don't make them unstoppable for it. So reapplying slows, stuns, and whatnots would still be. So this wouldn't do anything to ETC. Because ETC and keeps you stunned over and over and over again. Unless you had like a vault to get out really quick. So Hyper Shift increased the healing by an additional 10% of the target's maximum health. Nearby enemy minions' deaths reduce phase shifts cooldown by 2 seconds. So there's your solo lane arrive and heal the big boy target, whatever it is. If it's a tank, I guess, for maximum health, or if you just need to save
cool. So
your
level
assassin
1
carry.
You get to decide.
Yeah, if you're going to be off in a solo lane, let's see what Pixie Charm is. Consume 20 stacks of bribe, gain 1 stack of bribe for each nearby enemy or minion death. So you could farm that by yourself, or you might get stacks faster if you're visiting multiple lanes with an ally. Increase the polymorph range by 30%. Hero takedowns refresh the cooldown of polymorph.
Oh, so if you got a dive team.
Yeah, Li Ming
you can
CC.
call the... Yeah, so whoever said Playmaker.
Let's see.
This is totally...
Let's go ahead and actually set that at a range. Cool. Basically matches my auto attack range there. Yeah, so
nice.
So there are heroes that you'd like to polymorph that could be really impactful, maybe like a Vala, but you're not able to reach them. So Brightwing has been more successful against things like Genji and Tracer, who dive her directly.
Yeah.
So now you'd be able to reach, you know, the mid line, if not the front line, because you teleport in on the tank.
Well, that's even fun. I just love the idea that she is now even stronger against dive. Which she's always been pretty strong against, because she can just polymorph them and kick them out of what they were trying to do really
Totally.
fast.
And with the wind at 10, you've always had the ability to disengage their engagement.
So now I think she's going to be played even more annoying.
Yeah.
That's the dream,
I mean, that's what
anyway.
we're talking about with skill floor, right? Is another way to say it is, yes, skill floor. Oh, ooh. But another way to say it is you can now be more annoying than your opponents. You can have more individual skill. You can shine above other Brightwings who play more passive. But that would be, I mean, cool takedowns, right? If the whole enemy team is diving and then you kill Genji, then you have another one for Anubarak, and you have another one for Kawazine.
You've got forward momentum with your team, which is a dive team.
Yeah, because the range is increased
and you call the targets.
It's really interesting that the reset
goodness.
and the range is on the same talent there, because both are good for different situations, but together that's a really good pickup. We also aren't running a lot of Merkers, so putting it up against Pixie Charm is a pretty cool choice, too. And Hypershift seems pretty cool.
And Pixie Charm, too, I feel is one of those map-dependent ones,
Yeah.
too. So even if you don't have a map where you're going to be bribing Mercs, you have two really good choices, it seems.
I just feel like so often we run without someone who can actually take a Merc by themselves that Pixie Charm has had a really good increase in its power pie recently.
Oh, and that's a good question. Can everyone see the heal cooldown bar? The one running underneath your health and mana?
Yeah, so if it's yellow there, that is just like Garrosh is unstoppable or anything like that. So they should be able to read it. But let's go ahead and get on our enemy Brightwing too, because we might be able to see hers.
See the enemies?
You can see unstoppables on the enemies, and I think you can see some other aspects as well. But that yellow bar there is pretty universal in its language that it means.
Yeah.
People will be able to see it. So we hit. Let's attack Brightwing. Okay, it looks like we don't get alerted to her healing. Not like it would really. I mean, it would make Ana, you know, a bit more of a force, right? If you wanted to reduce her healing. You still have the sparkles and stuff like that, but. Let's see if we can get 2 Brightwings.
Can we?
2 Brightwings versus Brightwing.
Brightwing's gonna need to be...
We're gonna take some damage.
Yeah. Oh, so you can heal her. There we go. Cool.
I guess these guys are being special. Yep.
There we go.
Well,
Cool.
that might be... Yep,
No,
so
that's
that'd
her
be your
heal.
heal cooldown. Yep, so everyone can see it.
Cool. So allies can see it. But wait, then we could see the other Brightwing.
Well, that's an enemy. So we
Yeah.
can see our allies'
But
cooldowns.
for a little bit, we could see the enemies.
Oh, I think that was her under the effects of polymorph.
There we go. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's a CC onto her.
Okay.
And she's going to hang out there because she really wants to get that guy's heal.
But he's not going to heal.
No, he's not going to full
He's
heal.
not
He
gonna
always
heal,
reduces his
AI.
own
I'm
health.
sorry.
You need to calm down, Brightwing.
Sorry.
So let's just pick whatever for now.
Choose a talent.
The range of Arcane Flare.
Okay. Yep.
So
that one.
if I'm thinking of Jeff Kanat and his aggressive Brightwing build, he might do Greater Polymorph into Dream Shot. He loves this talent.
It's a
Hitting
good
an enemy
one.
hero with Arcane Flare Center reduces its cooldown by 2 seconds. I wonder if that's why maybe they haven't updated Hammer. Because lots of people have been saying Hammer needs an update real bad. Yet here's Kerrigan and Brightwing with an update focused on hitting people who might be standing still.
Maybe.
Could be a thing. I think we're still on cooldown reduction. Yeah. So let's see if we get one. Cooldown 2 seconds. Cool. So we don't get... Yeah, we go 2 seconds. Makes sense.
Choose a talent.
Okay.
Choose a talent.
Unstable anatomy. Increase the slow by 15%. Upon expiration.
I love that one.
That phrase?
No,
oh, the
just when it
explosion.
explodes.
But
you deal
nearby
damage.
enemy heroes equal to 2% of their maximum health, rather than a set explosion
so if you got
amount.
a clump team.
Yeah, an enemy clump team, right? Like we were talking about with the full
all
dive.
track, right? When they're forced into chokes.
They could be. Let's see the explosion radius, perhaps. That looks pretty big. All right. Yeah, big enough to affect both those guys. Hey, that's pretty big.
Perfect.
And the slow, which means they'd be more likely to be where you cast it when it ends. To a 40% slow? Yeah. Ooh, 40% slows are pretty good. Taking it from 25. Anything above 20 is good for me, but that's pretty neat. What's this guy?
Choose a talent.
Magic Spit. Increase basic attack range by 1.1. Basic attacks against heroes reduce the cooldown of Soothing Mist by 5 seconds. Soothing Mist, your heal. Huh. 5 seconds? What? Hang on. Oh, this is it. Wait, what? Soothing Mist cooldown of 5 seconds. What? By 5 seconds. Heal enemy 4 seconds. 4 seconds? What? Why would... Hang on, what? Oh, the activatable. Oh. Soothing Mist being... So what's this called? This is called Soothing Mist as well. Gotcha. Okay. There we go. I was like, are they going to put a hero in that increases our cooldown so they shot over the top of the cooldown number to make sure that she's resistant to cooldown increasing heroes? But no. No. Auto attacks against heroes decrease the cooldown of the D.
There we go.
So, hey, I mean, that's pretty competitive, right?
Yeah. Well, look at how fast it's bringing it down.
Yeah. That's quite a bit. I mean, granted, we're getting a standstill here, but Brightwing has always had a really good auto attack animation because she's really fast. So there's no reason why, if you're teleporting in on the tank, you couldn't get a little bit, teleport in, cleanse them out of whatever they're up to after a big heal, and then go about your auto attack business because there's no reason not to. You don't have to manage a heal. You get to stay focused on aggressive play, a little bit of shielding for those folks too, but very interesting. If Brightwing becomes big, Falstad and Dahaka become big to counteract the global soaking, and then Last Vikings comes in sometimes, and we could have ourselves a big old global meta again if everybody's playing Brightwing. Okay, that's interesting, but these are all pretty aggressive and competitive. I like that. It's easy to imagine the dream scenario that you get to attack all the time, and that's an amazing, can't not pick a talent, but... And plus, if I'm doing global business, I'm not auto-attacking heroes all the time. So it's very interesting. None of these really work with it directly. Arcane Flare slows. Whoop. Stop that for a moment. Enemies hit by Arcane Flare have their movement speed slowed by 20% for 3 seconds, increasing the slow to 40% if they are hit in the center portion. Okay, so... Nothing really here. Polymorph's range doesn't matter.
Choose a talent.
Range by 50% though, maybe.
Choose a talent.
Now, one thing against the hammer kind of idea is that Polymorph does break siege, and hammer can move freely. So you would cause her to probably run away when she gets polymorphed.
She always runs away anyway.
Yeah, but she wouldn't stand still for it.
Tell me a time when you go to attack the hammer, she doesn't run away.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking in a situation like imagine you frame up a chromie shot, you hit her, and then she could run away all of a sudden. So
okay.
The D-siege thing. But with a slow on it, And a cooldown reduction. You got a little stacked build business here. And then you get 2 seconds for a slow. Because that slow's still going, right? By the time... Yeah. So they're still mostly under the effects of it. So you would have an easier time frame once you hit 1, kind of Medivh style.
Poking them.
You might have an easier time framing up your next one, and your next one, and your next one. That's kind of spooky and cool, and there'd be a lot of healing if someone stands still. Peekaboo, face shield, ally grants shields to both, and reveals a target. So a little bacon business.
There we go.
But you get both. Critical miss. If soothing mist removes a disabling effect, heal an ally. Interesting.
Choose a talent.
So you do your magic spit because you need to cleanse a lot of cleansey biz all the time to get more of these. And then when you do reduce it, you do a little bit of bonus healing. Interesting. 2 minutes still, though. And there's no CCs outside of those ults that you would really feel like, I did it, guys. Because you remove an Honestly, you remove a Malfurion root. Granted, you might save a life, but then you're on a cool, 2-minute cooldown. And they're sitting at 14 seconds and whatnot. So that's pretty neat.
Well, that's a good point. We have so many healers now that benefit from being engaged with the enemy.
Yeah, and that's trying to work towards that aggressive play, less of a heal bot. And in fact, with Tyrande being the hot business at the moment, the highest win rate hero, every support that's not aggressive has massively lost their win rate, particularly things like Morales. Anyone who stands back and is more passive, you got to do some damage. Deckard's down a lot, which battles against the idea that getting the engage from your supports is better. It seems like doing damage with your support is a bit better because you'll just win the fight sooner and not have to heal as much, blow people up.
Choose a talent.
So there's definitely some stacking builds in here, which are kind of interesting.
Choose a talent.
I'm not sure what I would stack with this guy. I guess I'd want to slow them to keep them together for the explosion. So those guys are slowed as it bursts. Blink heal, teleport to a hero, healing them. Nova, so these are both the same. That's cool. Maybe numbers change that I don't know about, but mostly the same. Bop, 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 bop.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Pixie, decaying speed, duration, heals allies, and reduce the cooldown of Pixie Dust by 3 seconds and increase the spell armor by 25.
Oh.
So up to a 50. Let's actually see what let's see what that used to look like. Oh my. Oh, they might be updating right now. Maybe B? Yeah, it's still there. Doesn't matter if they're updating. Cool, so these were spread out. Pixie boost. Decaying? Yes. 50 physical. Okay, so they just made her more what she is in the spell damage reduction department. Bounces to another. And manic heal additional. So they put these all together, and ice block, I guess, was moved to 16, and now is that fancy phase business. Movement speed. Duration.
Seth says, guess my take all the Pixie Dust talents build is done.
Yeah, they're definitely forcing the choice here, but that, yeah, that's just been... People can call it lazy. I say it's easy or design. It just gives you an actual choice rather than having to stack what you were previously up to. So I like it. I like it.
Choose a talent. Choose a
16.
talent.
Let's
Choose a
see.
talent.
Hush. Enemy heroes hit the center are silenced for 1 second and deal 25% less damage. Silence, huh?
With the cooldown and
yeah,
this, oh
with everything
my
else you do
gosh.
with the center
The
business.
first week this launches, Brightwing is gonna be nuts.
Yeah, she's gonna be everywhere.
Wreck.
Plus a
No one's gonna
damage
expect it.
duration. I mean, that's another anti-hammer talent if you want to think about it. Huh.
Woo! Look at the drippies.
Yep, you got them drippies
Look at
still.
those drippies.
So your first, so whatever they do here, they go in order of what's the more important one. So the first bar up top there is your silence.
Oh.
Your second bar is the duration of your drippies.
Ah.
Your 25% reduced damage.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Critterize, polymorph the hero,
like that
reducing
one.
armor, taking 25% more damage.
I like using that one with on Varian. It's my favorite.
Well, dropping armor. Well, that's because you're an old Sylvanas player when you used to have the armor. Do you still have that talent, by the way?
She totally still has it.
Cool. The armor reduction talent.
I love armor reduction talents. It's my weak spot. All the other talents might be so much better, but if I see vulnerable,
Are you saying you like busting
90%
tanks?
of the time I take it.
I take all this heat on this channel for busting tanks?
No, I do it because I'm usually in the back and I throw it forward so that you guys who are on the ETC and won't stop attacking the ETC, he's now vulnerable and does damage.
You only do it because I'm so tragically flawed
No.
that you want to help out me in my poor decisions.
I'm just saying, there have been times when the team's been focusing in Artanis and I finally get vulnerable, and now the focus of the Artanis can work again.
I mean, you name good heroes for it. I'm having a laugh here, but you name like Artanis, ETC, Varian. These are all tanks that
Stitches.
if you silent, well, Stitches keeps going. He's a beast. He has a lot of health.
but you put vulnerable on him and 4 other people, or his health is going to go down drastically.
Phase out. So almost a second though. That's actually a lot longer than I expected. What? 20-second cooldown, really?
Ooh.
That's pretty fancy.
Look at that.
Look how much flavor she has. With
They've really added a lot of color and motion to it.
There's a lot of busyness going on with her.
Do you think they're going to release any new skins for her?
I'm a little surprised the event doesn't, because they like to mix the two, but it is Halloween time, and she's already got a witch hat skin.
That's true.
That's pretty cool, though.
Cute.
Yeah. That's a really cute noise. But 20 seconds, that's still enough to dodge something really, really cool. So, and there's your...
Well, like they showed the Pyroblast. And...
Yeah, there's your skill floor, too, as well. Like, if you can phase out of 20 seconds, that's just nuts. Because that's everything that's important.
You know, I like this a lot so far because she's even more annoying than before.
Yeah, she's very flavorful.
It's like Lily.
Very flavorful update.
Oh, and does it beat Hush is the question.
Choose a talent.
What are your theories so far?
That's a good point, because if you... So you already have the pixie dust. And on this level, you can choose to have an armor increase to 50%. And every spell... The spells are the important ones to dodge because they cost mana and have cooldowns, unlike auto attacks. So the talent that gave her physical armor was kind of dumb, because why would you use your cooldown, your mana, to reduce a free, gonna come in a second anyway, auto attack? That's what blinds are for, in a sense. So she's already... So maybe there is a wall there where she's already so good at what she's doing anyway, that investing in the dodge is really specific.
Yeah.
It depends, 100%. But
it depends.
Maybe it depends more because we can take spell armor before it, and doing a hush is more aggressive.
And we haven't done the Kerrigan rework yet. We'll be getting to that after Brightwing here.
Well, and like, why would I... Here I have a chance to silence, get a heal for my team. This whole build I've put together is real pretty, and if that Pyroblast flies at me, well then, who cares? He made a bad choice anyway. I'm giving myself 50 spell armor.
Yeah.
I just reduced the damage with a passive heal for myself by 50%. Are we crazy? Why do I need this phase out? I would say the phase out would be much more powerful.
What if you're losing? Would it be more powerful then to prevent a death and to prevent XP being given to the enemy team? Like if, say, Kael'thas has 2 levels on you and he's taking Pyroblast, like we saw the Pyroblast in the video, and you can dodge that because he's been targeting you since level 10 with that thing, and suddenly at level 16 here, you can stop the XP leak.
My argument would be that, like, Kharazim,
yeah,
if you target Kyrazine with the Pyroblast, he's either got Palm, and it's easiest to cast it on yourself, or he's got Seven-Sided, and he's going to dodge it either way. So you've already made a mistake by targeting Brightwing in the first place with your Pyroblast, because I've got Spell Armor that I can do an alt-click for and instantly have. So mistakes were already made.
Gotcha.
And we can reduce that without even competing with the level 16 level. The Polymorph is better against those dives, but divers are really in control of their motion because that's what they're doing in the first place. Tracer's in control of where she wants to be in a lot of ways. Genji is positioning so that he can throw his shurikens over and over again. The silence is really powerful against things like Alarak, who are aiming their mouse forward while doing a Discord strike.
Yeah.
So a silence range character will actually step out of position because they're trying to issue a command while silenced and end up walking. Wait, why did I end up there? Well, you were clicking your mouse to cast a spell. Instead, you moved and continued to move, and now you ruined it.
Yeah.
So, if what was the earlier question, right? If the Hush is more powerful against those type of heroes, and I feel like Phase Out would be because of our spell damage reduction. Phase Out is our best choice, not against what they showed in the video, massive damage. It's a better choice against things that have lockdowns, like a Ragnaros slam.
Yeah.
The hammer comes down on you, you get stunned. Uther runs up to you, he uses his Divine Storm, you get stunned, and then you would die without having time to react. So those would be the better abilities to dodge in that way. But on a 20-second cooldown, you can dodge whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
Pick something important.
You don't even need to dodge anything. You just pop it whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, you dodge a Flame Strike. That's a 8-second cooldown.
You re-step and then you hit your dodge.
Obviously, dodging one wave of Blizzard would help you take less damage, but wouldn't remove the Blizzard entirely. Trying to think of an ability that is on a...
They were mentioned in hooks. Swaps,
hooks.
Artanas,
yeah,
stitches.
those are great ideas. Because those are on that 20-second kind of cooldown area.
What if Dahaka tongues you?
Yeah, tries to tongue you. Those would all be, I think, better chances to phase out than using... than dodging a Flame Strike or a Pyroblast. Exactly. But either way, that's cool.
Does the D apply to Brightwing as well? I think so.
No, because I would be locked down. So I have to activate the ability. So we can test that here, but I'm making the assumption too. But let's go ahead and let's get stunned by a boss.
Let's get rooted. It's stunned.
Yeah, actually, let's try the root too. Well, here's the stun. So I can't do it.
So you're stunned, so you can't activate it. That makes sense. Where's the root?
He doesn't want to cast it this time around.
Where's the root?
Let's go and disengage and see if we can.
There it is.
Wait, there's.
Ah. The timing.
Yeah, I saw leashed, but we'll get back to it. We can also get Arthas back out here, and he might cast a root on us.
That's true. There we go.
There it is. Okay,
nice.
yeah.
Okay,
so it
cool.
can cleanse your own or remove. Gotta watch my language. It can remove my own.
Cool.
And that is stuns, roots, slows, and silence effects.
Okay,
so
the slow, tower shots.
So, well, we have to get in the fort range because these don't slow.
Oh, they don't slow. Gotcha.
I mean, I guess we could. Oh, there's no damage multiplier here. I guess these do stay at level 1 tower levels, so we could just.
I thought they did slow though.
The tower towers?
Yeah.
No, they just do normal damage.
Oh.
Here on you can see my movement speed. But at level 30, these towers are still level 1 towers, so we'll burn through them real quick.
We'll wreck through them.
And then the fort here.
There we go.
Yep. So
there we go.
And I was able to double click it because we have the cooldown.
The cooldown, but it works.
Yep, it does work.
Oh, you can bounce your way to victory.
So let's just pick whatever. Let's check out.
Skipping.
Emerald Wind. We're going up to, I guess, Invisible Friends is first up.
Choose a talent.
Blinkheel grants stealth to Brightwing. Blinkheel. Oh, cool. If Blinkheel is cast on a hero, they are also granted stealth. While stealth by Invisible Friends, heroes heal for 65 health per second and are unrevealable for the first half second. so you can make your movement adjustments a little bit. Remaining stationary gives you stealth, as it does with other dudes. So this guy should just be permanently stealth, right? Because he'll never cast any spells.
Oh, shoot.
So as long as you are stealthed, you will be.
He's revealable now, though. You get 0.5 seconds. You can't be revealed, and then after that.
Well, he's standing still.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just saying.
So you get the 0.5 unrevealed, kind of like Samuro, who gets to do a little bit of movement. But then if you stand still, as stealth characters do, you become invisible.
Invisible, nice.
Wait, no. Okay, hang on.
But invisible, you can't see.
Right. So
unrevealable means that if you get hit by an AoE, you're not going to be
So you're not
knocked
invisible for your initial movement. You are just unrevealed. So if there's splash damage going off, you can still run out of it and still maintain the effect. But yeah, that's infinite. So what if someone's already mounted?
Yeah, they can heal indefinitely as well.
Yeah, so if they're already mounted, because mounting would be a spell cast that would cause you to reveal yourself, but if you're already mounted, you could transfer to a lane now with a...
Yeah. Anna threw a bomb on the dummy, and the dummy's still...
Yep. Well, that's because
invisible.
he didn't do anything to break his own stealth, just like you can heal Nova without it breaking her.
Unrevealable stealth used to be invisible. Did that change with the stealth rework?
Yes. Unrevealable just means that if you take damage, you won't be revealed. If you cast a spell, you still reveal yourself. So that language hasn't changed, but we now have the language of stealth and invisible. Invisible being that you are, like old stealth, completely invisible, and you have no shimmer. Now you do stealth, but you have an outline, and you're much easier to see.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Let's take a look at, and let's go ahead and do the 10.
Choose a talent.
Intensive winds permanently reduce the cooldown to permanently reduce Emerald Wind's cooldown to 5 seconds and increase its mana cost to 200.
5 seconds?
Okay.
What?
Because
no way. What?
Okay.
What?
So it used to do pulses.
Oh my goodness. Oh
so
my.
now I get a 5-second
What?
cooldown. And it takes about a fourth of my mana.
Look at that.
But I'm Brightwing, so
Yeah.
I could hearth and come back. That's very interesting. That's really neat. Huh, that is definitely a skill ceiling raiser sort of moment. And a lot less annoying, because even if they take it, you'll find out in 5 seconds, but you're not caught in that multi-pulse that ruins so many late game team fights. So
Made them better.
I like them. Some would say.
Choose a talent.
Interesting.
What's her mana pool at level
Choose
20?
a talent.
We're here at 30, so let's go to 20 because
So,
we were
yeah,
messing
so
around.
how does the 200 affect
Yeah,
her
so-
at 20?
So, 690. So you got probably with some aggressive other stuff going on, you got about 3 of these in you if you showed up. I mean, that mana regeneration's pretty decent, but you're gonna feel it.
Choose a talent.
So let's pretend. Let's say, here we are. We showed up. We rocked some face, and we're like, oh, Grud. Oh, him. Oh, damn. All right, bam.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
look at
boom.
that.
All right, out of the way. Okay, cool. All right, we're helping. We're getting heals for the team. And oh no, we got to do it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
look
Run
at
for it.
that.
Run for it,
Okay,
Kale Thos.
and then we're
Kale
out.
Thos. All right, and then yeah. But I mean, that's quite the presence to show up on the field.
Doesn't that become a panic button that can hinder the rest of the kit since you need to save mana?
Yes, that is true. But if you win the game off it, you don't need any mana anymore. So,
It's a
yeah,
good point. Take all my mana.
you've removed the shock of the moment, and thinking about it practically, there's a lot of opportunities for Brightwing to show up and ruin her contribution.